Ram, 5 minutes or less, the new operator coming with Operation Heavy Metal, who you can get with the Battle Pass now, or wait until the 12th and then buy her for about 25,000 renown. So Ram and her Boogie Auto Breacher are the new undisputed queens of vertical play, like Buck and Sledge. Buck and Sledge have their advantages, but I would say Ram is the best vertical player right now, and you'll see why. The way the drone works is you throw it, which if you throw it at a barricade, it'll instantly destroy the barricade, as you just saw. What you have to do, like any breach charge, any thermite charge, etc., is you have to manually activate it, and it will start doing its thing, and holy fuck, it is so goddamn loud. It'll move for about 10 meters, it won't even stop when it hits a wall, and then it just pops at 10 meters. And it does some work. It will destroy every soft surface it touches. It'll destroy walls. Let me just you can skim it along a wall or a hatch like this, and it will take care of the walls or hatches that it skims. Like, anything within that 10-meter range is destroyed. It will even get rid of bulletproof utility in the way. So this thing is kind of nasty. And either when it's in pocket or when it's already on the floor, you can hit, your swap mode button, whatever the fuck you call it. For me, it's B. And you can change if it's going to go straight or turn left or right. But once you activate it, it will go that direction. You cannot change it anymore. It is committed to that direction. And it'll be the same 10 meters. After the 10-meter range, it just pops. So there are a metric shit ton of nuances for the Boogie Auto Breacher. First thing is the arc when you throw this thing, it is pretty fucking heavy. Like, it is about as heavy as it looks. So, when you're throwing this thing, give it a bit more height than you think. When it's out like this, when it's not activated, it is still technically electronic. So Solace can see it. If it's near a mute jammer, it won't activate. But once it's activated, it becomes purely mechanical. So mute can't stop it. I don't think Solace can see it, but don't quote me on that. The only way to stop this thing is to either blow it up, let it, do its thing, or there's a red canister on the back that is, not easy to hit from the front, kind of easy from the side. So if the enemy gets behind it, they can just pop it like this. So if you're going to deploy it, try to make sure there's no, mute jammer or anything on the floor. Mozzie can't pest it. If it goes through an Aruni gate, it'll destroy the Aruni gate, as if you just put, an Osa shield or something in it. It is pretty hard to get rid of it. There have been some ways I've likened this gadget sort of like a Go-Yo for attack. What I mean is, if you use this thing wrong, you can fuck over your team hard. Because, the enemy can use vertical too. If you play vertical badly, like standing on vertical, you can get your team killed. And honestly I've been doing a lot that I'm trying to kick the habit of is using it to breach a window and then immediately destroying the floor. And then I hop in and the enemy just has this really immediate vertical on me. So when you're going to use this thing, just be careful that the enemy's not going to have an immediate sightline on your jump in. Because if you're going to do this, enemy may as well, just have a dude down here watching you for the hop in. Honestly, there aren't that many tips I can give on the Auto Breacher, because Ram is just sort of a map knowledge dependent operator, honestly, more than Sledge and Buck. You just sort of, like any vert, you have to know sort of where things are. Obviously, if you take library control, you've got a pretty good sightline on A down here. You've got, all of this, which goes into B site. You can throw Boogie from up here into, fireplace first floor, get vertical on the basement sites, etc., etc. Ram is just extremely map knowledge dependent, way more than Buck and Sledge. Keep in mind, this line here is one drone. This is 10 meters of destruction from one of her boogies. So if you know where to deploy these things, you can really force the enemy to get out of some sightlines they'd really want. I would not put her at S tier. She sounds great, but, not every map is dependent on vertical. There's some maps where vertical is just not gonna fucking happen. If the site were the bedroom site up here, you can't vertical from underneath with her, obviously. There's no vertical up top, so Ram here would be kind of a weird pick. She can work, I just really would not recommend her. And, yeah, Ram, 5 minutes or less. Peace.